Look, leave me all on red, that's some cold. Then you hit me late at night, you some bold arrows, yeah. But you already know that, yeah. And I love it when you throw that, yeah. Shawty, where you sold at, baby, where you goes at.
Hi everyone. I look like a mess. I apologize. I'm making this video raw and fresh, okay? We've got the Lamarco Prosecco. And yeah, this video is going to be for those of you who fell in love with a narcissist. Like me. I'm not the narcissist, but the person I fell in love with was. And I'm going to explain to you why you feel valid in everything that you feel, and why you may feel crazy at the end of this, but you're not. Trust me, you're not. And I have felt so crazy. I felt so crazy for real. Because I felt like I was the abuser in the situation when I hadn't done anything wrong. But going through this all has really shown me that it wasn't me. And if you haven't watched my Finding Out He Cheated on Valentine's Day story time, I've spent a lot of time trying to reconcile. I'm trying to figure out what I needed to do, what my next steps were. And I really thought that I could work it out. And I went through all of the stages of grief really, really differently. And they were all backwards. And I started off with acceptance, right? And I told him I forgave him, and I did. I forgave him for what he did. I didn't forget, but I forgave him because I felt like that was the only way I was going to be able to move forward. So I forgave him. And this person is a non-believer in Christ. So after I forgave him, I asked if he would go to church with me. And he did. He did. The following Sunday, he went to church with me. And dumb me took it as a sign. I took it as a sign that he was going to maybe see something. I'm not saying he had to convert in my belief system or anything like that, but he would go and he would feel something, some level of guilt or a feeling of like, what did I do? What did I break? Who did I break? You know, I felt like maybe that would come to him. And so I took him to church, and it was the perfect message. It was a wonderful message, and I listened, and I was there for me too, not just for him, but I wanted him to go. Because truthfully, I didn't know what else to fucking do. I didn't know what else to do, what other paths I had. Because here in front of me, I had a person that I loved with all of my heart and that I planned my entire future with, right? I had this person, and things were not always perfect. I wasn't perfect, and he wasn't perfect, and there was a lot of hurt along the way, but I had decided that this person was worth me putting my time into. And so even when he had cheated physically, not just emotionally, when he had slept with another person, I felt in my heart like God was telling me to show him grace, show him kindness, show him forgiveness. And so that's what I did. And I sat there as he cried and he broke down and told me all of the ways he regretted it. Even though my heart was broken, I held his hand while his heart broke just as much as mine. And I held his hand and I told him that he was going to be okay, and that it was going to be okay, and that this was not the end of his life, even though my heart was shattered. Because in that moment I felt God, and I felt his presence so deeply, and I felt like that was something that I needed to do. And I'm not saying that I regret it, because I don't regret doing that. But looking back on it, I went through the 5 stages of grief backwards, and I accepted it too early. And now I went through all of the other phases of grief and denial and feeling like, what was wrong with me? What did I do? Why was this my fault? To being in the stage of anger where I am now. In the telltale signs, guys, of dating a narcissist, I'm sorry that I got a little bit sidetracked. I'm just so deeply in my emotions going through this right now that it's hard. But if you're dating a narcissist, the number one thing that they're going to do is try to manipulate the situation into it making the situation your fault. They're going to try and make you feel like it is your fault. That's all they're going to try to do at first. And this is what happened to me, because when I chose to forgive, I didn't even make the decision if we were going to be in a relationship or not. But what I did was I told him I forgave him, not for him, but for me. And I think my microphone died. That's fine. My audio is gonna be shit. But anyways, I forgave him not for him, but for myself. For the inner peace I thought it would bring, and it didn't bring any inner peace because I realized I forgave him for the wrong reasons. I wasn't forgiving him for me, I was forgiving him for him. I was forgiving him for him because I loved him so much, and my heart felt heavy when his felt heavy, even though he was the one who did me so wrong. I sat here and I cried for him, and I felt like, God, please help him, please. Please help him. And so when he came to church, I felt like maybe that's what God was doing. God was showing me, you know, like just get him here and let me take the way. And I did. And I don't mean to not trust in God. God, I trust in you so much, and I apologize if my faith is not always what it should be. But I expected more. And I expected for a part of him to be changed. But over the course of a few days after the situation had happened, and more girls were texting me and calling me and contacting me and telling me what the situation was, and I communicated that with him, and I told him that I'm just done with all of it. I'm done with all of the females. If we're going to find a way to move forward, I'm done with all of it. I don't want to talk about it. And he had nothing else to say, but I want to know names. I want to know who texted you. I want to know what they said. I want to know how they said it, this, that, and the other. I want screenshots, I want this, I want that. And here I was, sitting here, right? Like, here I am, doing my best to forgive you in the best way I know how, because truthfully, I've never been in a situation like this, and I don't know how to forgive a person who does what you've done, but I'm trying to fucking climb the ladder, and I'm trying to forgive you. And I'm telling you that I'm tired of entertaining all of these other females. I'm tired of listening to all of the things that you did behind my back. I don't need to hear it anymore. I understand the person that you are, or you were, or the weakness that you felt. You know, I understand that you fell short. I get it. But I don't need to keep going back and forth. And he kept wanting me to give the names of these specific people and tell him exactly what they said and exactly what they were claiming and how his name was being lied on. And why did every part of my heart not give a fuck? I didn't care, because what do you mean? What do you mean these people are lying on your name? What do you mean? You've been lying on our whole relationship, and you care now? You care now that this girl comes to me and may or may not be speaking facts? Because I don't know. Because at this point, I can't trust you, clearly. I can't trust the words that come out of your mouth, right? And I'm telling you, I've talked to this girl. She says clearly she doesn't want to be part of our drama, so I'm gonna leave her right there. And I'm going to move forward, because there's nothing that she could have said that would have changed the circumstances of what you already did, okay? So if anything, it just added to the freaking amount of things that I'm trying to sit here and forgive. And every step of this process, I kid you not, I'm sitting here feeling like I am so dumb. Like, there's no way. I'm boo-boo the fucking fool, right? I'm sitting here forgiving this man for shit he would never forgive me for, and I know that for a fact, and he can deny it until he is blue in the face, but I know for a fact he would never forgive me for the things that he did to me. But here I am, because this is the person that I prayed for, that I asked God for, or that I thought I asked God for, the person that I sat every single night, praying for, writing in my journal, manifesting, thinking this was everything and more that I had. Everything that I wanted, everything that I deserved. This was the person. This was him. He was him to me. Him and her, that's who we were, and we were meant to be together forever. And so even after he did the unthinkable, I was here trying to salvage it. And while I was trying to salvage it, he was on the other line yelling at me for reacting at the situation that he created. Reacting at my anger and my hurt and my pain. Because nobody tells you what to do when you stay, or how, what am I supposed to do, right? Christian part of me tells me I need to forgive. But forgiveness doesn't mean tolerating the same behavior that left you broken. That's not what it means. But my heart felt so intensely like this person, I can't give up on them. I can't. And I don't know why I had more faith in them than I do in myself. But for whatever reason, I put my faith in them more than I did in myself. And I found myself broken for trying to forgive them. Because when you're dating a narcissist, at the end of the day, everything they say to you is going to be a mental mind fuck. And they're going to try and control you, and they're going to try and tell you how everything that you're feeling is wrong, and it's not. And you are validated in feeling how you feel, and when they do you dirty and you get upset, you have a right to feel that way. So don't ever let anyone tell you you don't have a right to feel that way. Because I sat here and I felt genuinely in my heart and in my mind and my soul like I was going crazy out of my mind, because this person made me feel like everything I said and everything I was doing was so crazy. How dare I react? How dare I react to a behavior so incredibly disrespectful? How dare I? How dare I feel sad that he cheated? How dare I feel mad? How dare I question him? You don't trust me? How dare you not trust me? And it can make any sane person lose their fucking mind, I'm telling you. Because I sat here on the phone with this person for days and days and days, and it was a roller coaster of they want me and they don't, and they want me and they don't, and my self-love at this point is already negative. You know, my insecurities are already bigger than myself, because you gave yourself to someone else in ways that I don't understand, and I'm sitting here trying. But every time I look in the mirror, you know, what I see is insecurities in myself and flaws in me and reasons why you would decide to move that way. And then when I get on the phone with you and I explain how I feel, and you somehow find a way to yell at me for my feelings, and you find a way to tell me that I am manipulative and I am a gaslighter, when you did this, and here I am trying my best to repair it. I'm sorry if I am not perfect at it, and I'm sorry if I don't give everything you were hoping I would give, or I didn't react the way you wanted to react. I'm sorry, nobody has taught me how to react to a situation like this. Yes, I have been with an abusive partner. Yes, I have been with someone who cheated on me. Yes, I have. Okay, but he wasn't the person that I prayed for. He wasn't the person I asked God for. He wasn't what I felt in my heart was everything I needed and wanted. But you were. You were the person I manifested. You were the person I prayed for. You were the person I cried to God and begged to give me. And he did. And he showed me that you were not shit and you were not anything I needed. Because all you were was controlling and manipulative, and you fucked with my mental in ways that I can't even understand how to repair. And here I am at, 8:22? My eyes are red because I have been crying for the last, 2 hours over more mind games, over this person telling me they were done and then coming back and trying to tell me that they're not, and then ending the phone call telling me they're done. Do you understand? Like, narcissism is something that is so, it will make you feel crazy before you ever feel sane. Trust me. Just trust me. dating a narcissist, falling in love with a narcissist will make you feel like you are losing your grip on reality. And then it will make you feel like every emotion you go through is a fault and you shouldn't be feeling that way. And it will make you feel like the things that you know to be true are not true. The things that you saw with your own eyes were not true. And they'll paint a picture that the reality you saw was not what you saw. And they make you feel insane in your own minds, and then question why we feel so down, and why when they call I have nothing left to say because I've already argued with you. More than I have anything left to give you, I've already argued. The fact that I am valid in my feelings, and you told me 10, 20, 30 times that I'm not, and that you have every right to feel mad and upset at the situation that you created. It could make anyone feel crazy. Trust me. And I'm not gonna lie, this video will probably go nowhere. But if it does, I pray that any person watching this who has dealt with a narcissistic partner, who has manipulated their way into justifying things that were wrong, into treating you like you were small and like you did not have a mind for yourself, I promise you, you do. And don't feel like you have to be brought down by their comments or their thoughts, or them feeling like they can psychoanalyze you because they know you and they know who you are, and they've always known who you are, and they understand you, right? They understand you. So how dare you question what they tell you you feel, or the reason you feel it? If you're going through this situation, just know that you are not crazy, and that you are okay, I promise. And a lot of you probably have some of the best hearts in this entire world, and people take advantage of it. And they know that you love so much and you love so deeply that you will forever put that above everything. And so there's a daddy long leg in here, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't get through my video. I'm not gonna lie, there's a spider in here. Oh my god. It is no longer on the wall. Anyways, for all of you who are dealing with heartbreak and who are going through loving a narcissist, I promise it's gonna be okay. It will be. It doesn't feel like it is gonna be okay right now, and it feels like you loved someone who wasn't capable of loving you right, and that is true. That there's someone out there who will love you correctly and who is going to make you feel validated in your feelings. And when they do you wrong, they're going to take accountability, period. They're going to take accountability, period. And I put that period in there because a lot of these narcissistic people like to take accountability when it's convenient for their situation, when they can get back in your good graces, and then later they turn and flip on you and decide that what they did really wasn't that bad because they can find something that you did that was worse, right? Because they justified in their mind that what you did was worse, or what you did was the same, so what they did really wasn't that bad. It wasn't really that bad. Yes, it was. Stand on that. Stand on your boundaries, guys. Don't lessen your boundaries for any man out there or any woman out there. Don't let anybody make you feel like you have to lessen your boundaries to feel seen and heard. You don't. Because when you lessen your boundaries and you allow people to push you and push you and push you and tell you what your reality is and speak things onto you that you don't claim, what it's going to create is a broken version of yourself. And trust me, because I'm her right now. The broken version of myself, yeah, that's me right now. Every part of me. I'm a person I don't even recognize. I don't even love the person that I am right now, and the slickness of my mouth lately, it's like, that's not me. It's not me, but what it is a girl who is fed up, who is tired of always having to turn the other cheek and always having to be the calm one and always having to be nice and just accept. If that's what you feel, then that's how you feel. I understand. I won't say it again. I won't say something that upsets you again. Having to be the girl that changes everything you are to accommodate to other people, it really starts to take a toll. Until you feel like the only thing left in you is bitter and broken, and you stop to recognize the best parts of yourself, you know? And the things that I used to love about myself, I find myself looking in the mirror and I hate them. And I shouldn't. But I do, because a person that I allowed in my life made me feel like who I was wasn't enough, and that's why they were always looking for more. But in reality, they were not enough for me, or for my heart, or for my love, or for the person that I am. And they were not deserving of me. And they tell themselves in every way that they can that they were, but they were not. And my heart was too big, and they should have just let me be. They should have just let me be. They should have just acknowledged that they couldn't rise up to be the kind of person that I am, but instead they didn't. Instead, they broke me down so far that I was as low as they were, and I felt as low as they did, and as insecure as they did, and as broken as they did. And it made it easier for me to be as angry as they were. For me to catch an attitude in ways that I never had before, because this person broke me down. And the saddest part is that he was the person I prayed would heal me. And he was who I felt like God sent to heal me. And I don't mean to cry over it, guys. I don't mean to cry about it. It just breaks your heart when you pray for something and you think that that is sent by God, and it's not. And he was the person I prayed could help me heal. And the sad part is that he did. He did help me heal from a lot of abusive situations in my life and in my past relationship. He helped me heal, only to break me in ways I wasn't broken before I met him. He helped me heal only to have faked his entire personality, our whole relationship, to be someone I don't even know. I don't recognize, I don't even know who that is, because he was so confident in his lies, and he was so used to lying about who he was as a person that I believed it, that everyone around me believed it, my family, my friends, everyone thought this person was just so wonderful and so amazing, until he turned out to be everything he said he despised in this world. And then I'm sitting here like, damn, like, God, please give me discernment. Did you not give me discernment, or is this me not listening? Because I could have sworn that this man was everything that I asked for and prayed for and said that he was. And he claimed to live that life. But what I forgot was that deep down inside, he wasn't what I prayed for, because I prayed for a man of God, and that was the one thing he wasn't. And I'm not going to sit here and go on a religious spiel and tell you, you need to believe this, and you need to believe that, and you need to be. I'm not that girl. I'm Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe in saving your soul. That is what I believe in. He is not one of them. He's not a person who believes in that. That's what I prayed for. And so I should have known when that was the one thing out of all of the list that I asked for to be checked that he didn't check. I should have taken that as a red flag that he was not sent from God. He was sent from somewhere else. And he came here to try and do everything to bring me away from my purpose and what I am here for. And I see that looking back on it now, okay? Because you girls that are nice and that are kind and have a big heart, who have been traumatized your entire life and have nothing but love to give left, I guarantee you guys are a target just like I was, okay? Because you have a healing spirit and you forgive. You forgive better than a lot of people, and so people will just flood into your life, broken people looking to be healed, and they will seek out your energy hoping to just drain it so that they can feel whole again. And that's what they're going to do. And it's going to leave you broken. Every single time, more broken than the last person who came into your life looking for healing and left healed and left you broken. It's going to make you feel broken over and over again. And you're going to find yourself in the same situation because you believe in something bigger and something more purposeful and something with a love that you can't explain, with a forgiveness you can't explain, with a grace that can't be explained by words because it comes from God. It comes from someone bigger than us, right? So you can't even fucking explain it. And we find ourselves in the same situations, just different people over and over and over again. And everyone will want to sit here and tell you it's because you haven't healed. That's bullshit. It's not because you haven't healed. It's not because you have inner childhood trauma that you need to heal from, that you just keep accepting broken people. No, it's because you have a spirit that heals people. It's because you have an aura around you that makes people feel comfortable embracing you and pouring their hearts into you. That's not a fault. Don't let anyone think that there's something you need to do to make yourself less gullible, to make yourself less naive, to make yourself love differently. There's nothing you can do to love differently. There's not. Everyone does not love the same, and how you love is unique to you and it's special to you. And don't ever allow any person to tell you how you love is not enough, because it is. I promise it is. It's more than enough. It's just the fact that your love is so great that it attracts a lot of broken people, because your light shines so bright that it just lights up the dark. And all things from the dark come to light, right? So that's just what happens. So don't hate yourself or fault yourself for being the girl or the boy who has a heart that's too big, or a heart that loves endlessly and unconditionally and has that fairy tale version of life out there. It's okay to be that person. Don't let anyone tell you it's not okay to be that person, because the world needs people like you, I promise. They do. They need those hopeful, what do they call them? Hopeless romantics? Yeah. Well, we need those, okay? We need people who love just to love, and people who forgive just to forgive, and people who show grace and kindness in situations they don't need to, or you wouldn't ask them to. We need those people in the world, because I promise you, they tell you and they show you what real love is. They do. And I'm sorry that this video was so far off of anything that I would ever post, and I don't know if it is even anything anyone will ever will sit and watch and, you know, feel connected with. Maybe it's not, but I'm gonna post it because maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will sit there and it will just be like every other video, and that's fine. That's all right. But if there's one person out there who has fallen in love with a narcissist and feels like less of a person because of it, I'm here to tell you that you are wrong, and that you are special, and you are perfectly made in God's image, and He wouldn't have changed anything about you. And whatever your mind is telling you, that your value here is diminished, that you are the person that always goes through constant traumatic experiences over and over and over and over again, and still has so much love to give, I promise you, you are going to be okay. Because that was me, and I was her, and I was the person who just always loved and loved and loved and loved and loved, and was never fully loved. And I'm here to tell you that I'm okay. And it hurts right now, but it won't, because I know that the love that I pray for and hope for is real, and it is out there, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen for you. So don't let that person or that situation or that anything bring you down to make you feel like your heart being so pure is a fault. It's not. It is a blessing, and a lot of people wish that they could have it, okay? Because it's not easy just loving people for being who they are, for being there for people no matter what, for getting nothing in return. The world needs people like us. And even if it doesn't feel like it, one day you'll understand that, because you teach people how to love genuinely and truthfully. And you may be the lesson a million times over. You may be somebody's lesson every time. Maybe every relationship you go through, you are the lesson, and you keep asking God, why? Why am I always the lesson? Why am I always the person that they can't be better for, but they will be better because of? Why does that have to be me? It won't always be you. It won't. And one day when we find it, and we find the person out there who is meant to love us for everything that we are and everything that we do, we can look back on this video and we can understand that we helped more people than we hurt, and that our love always helped and it never hurt. And those people who may not have loved us how we wished to be loved, or prayed to be loved, or wanted to be loved, or deserved to be loved, you showed them what real love is. And that's something that nobody can ever take from them or tell them or show them or give them better than you did. You showed them what real love is, what genuine love is, what real forgiveness is, what real genuine kindness is. You did that, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of me. And I'm gonna end this video because it's going nowhere, and I'm gonna have to edit this. And if anyone ever sees this, if anybody ever sees this, it means that I am so far ahead of where I am in this space that I felt like this could be a learning experience for someone else. If this video was posted on YouTube, it's because I have come so far. I have come so far that I can share my vulnerabilities with you, because I promise it leads to a space much bigger and much better than this. So if I post this, I hope you guys don't even like or comment or subscribe, because I tell you. Just leave your hearts down below. Tell me about your heart. Tell me about the ways you've loved people who didn't love you back, or the ways that this world has shown you how not to love and yet you still do. I want to hear those stories. I want to hear the stories like mine, for the girls who love unconditionally. I want to hear those stories, because there's a community of us out there looking for the right love, looking for the love that we are deserving of. It's out there. We just have to remain hopeful.